Hey witches, welcome back to my channel. It's the Wyld Wytch here. So for this video, I thought I would share my goddess sacred water recipe with you guys. So as you all are aware, I'm sure, last night was a full moon. So I actually made this recipe last night because I was needing some more, but I thought today, whenever I was getting ready to pour it into my bottle, I thought, I should share it with you guys. Even if you don't use the same, ingredients as I use, it would be really cool, to share it with you. So this takes the place of like holy water for me in my practice. And as you can see, I already have it here. This is water. I know it looks nasty, but it's just herbs, from it. So, like I said, this does take the place of like holy water. I use this on myself as well within my practice. So last night I went ahead and put everything in the bowl and, did a ritual, or not even a ritual. I just did a working for it and then let it charge up under the full moon. So let me pull this camera in so you can see. It has crystals inside of it. It's got selenite, it's got labradorite, amethyst, tourmaline, a moonstone, and quartz. I think that's it. Yeah, and quartz. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this bowl. I just set this on top because, the selenite can't get wet, but I still want the energy, from it. So I let this charge all night under the full moon last night, and I brought it in before the sun rose this morning. So as you can see, this little bag has herbs in it. And this is what I would do last night while it was sitting out in the moon, in the moonlight charging up. I would just squeeze this bag, and like as I was making it, I would just squeeze this bag with the herbs so I can get all that wonderful herbal goodness in here. So I put mine in a bag because it makes it easier to clean up, and then I can dump those herbs outside, and I can give those as an offering outside to the plants or trees, or I can bury them, and however it is that I want to do it. I normally give it as an offering and like put it around a tree or by a tree. So I want to tell you first, I used 3 different kinds of water. I did spring water, water from a waterfall, and ocean water. I also put Himalayan pink salt in here to just purify and protect. So let me tell you what all I added to this. I added mugwort, which is to, or for me, I used it to like for purifying, consecration. I use it for astral work, divination, and to attract and banish energy. So there's some energies I want to attract, other energies I want to banish, and I feel like mugwort does both of those. So I also added acacia, and I added acacia powder for protection to enhance psychic powers, and as well as divination. The next ingredient I used was motherwort, and I used motherwort in honor of goddess, and that's all aspect of goddess, the maiden, the mother, and the crone, as well as for that goddess protection, because my goddess is very much so associated with motherwort, and so I use it, to encompass the energy of goddess, and for that protection. Alright, so I do add some essential oils, but I'm going to add that in after I pour it. So thank goodness I didn't do that, because I wanted to let it sit on my altar and continue, to soak up this good herbal goodness. So as I strain this out, I will tell you like what all I use this for. Like I mentioned that I use this in the place of like anointing water, or purification, or like consecration, or holy water, any of those things. But I use this to purify. I use it in my sacred space. I use it to anoint myself, tools, even candles. I use it during workings. I use it during divination. I use it during certain meditations, not all, but certain ones that I do. I use it during astral work. I always use it when I hedge ride. And I use it for protection, like for when I hedge ride, or I'm doing any kind of astral work, or whenever I'm going to do any kind of dream work, I anoint myself with it as well. I wipe my walls down. I clean my altar. Like I said, I use it to purify and like consecrate my sacred space. I use it also as an offering for my goddess as well, or like when I want to communicate with her, I can use it. So it's just an all-around great sacred water to me. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in this measuring cup. Oh, guys, there's one other plant I forgot to mention. Whenever I picked this bowl up, I could smell it, and so I thought I better tell you. I also added lavender, and I used lavender for purification, for secrets, for clarity, and for intuition. Ooh. I spilled it. Look, I put it in that other bowl so I could keep my selenite from getting wet. And what's the first thing I do whenever I poured it? I spilled it on my selenite. It's alright. I dried it off. Okay, now, I don't know if you can... I've got this big funnel thing. I don't know if you can see it, but we can pour it in here. I don't want to overfill this, so... And then I have a backup like a refill, for this little jar. And then I won't have to, I'll have like another batch too that I can use. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my essential oils. And let's see, where are they? Alright, so the first oil I'm going to add is jasmine. And I'm adding jasmine for divination, for moon magic, to pledge myself to my goddess, for intuition, for protection during dream work and hedge riding, as well as to purify my space. So I'm going to use 6 drops. Now where did I put the lid? Alright, so next I'm going to add frankincense. And I'm using frankincense for knowledge, strength, astral work, divination, consecration, connecting with spirituality, and banishing negativity. So I'm going to use 3 drops. Well, 4. And frankincense, there's a whole host of other things that frankincense is good for as well, but that's what I'm using it, for this. And then I'm using cedar wood, and I'm adding cedar wood for purification, protection, grounding, cleansing my sacred space, as well as for success. And I'm going to do 3 drops. Okay. Wait. Okay. It was not wanting to come out. Alright. And then I'm going to take... Oh, that one's too big. Well, I'm going to get some of my... crystal chips, like clear quartz, and I will put in here. I'm gonna put my lid on it, and there you go. Now, if you don't want to use, the same ingredients as me, that is perfectly fine. Use what you feel is going to be effective for purification, consecration, keeping you safe, protected. I like to use it, to help with my psychic abilities, my intuition. I like it to help me to focus my mind, raise my energy, raise my vibrations, and to really keep me safe above all else. So I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Until next time, I hope that you fly high, witches.